The Bible says that God is light, and in God there is no shadow of turning. There's no darkness whatsoever. But the Bible also describes that there are certain people in the heavens that, according to scriptures, they existed before us. And one of them was Lucifer. And when you look at the name for Lucifer, so he had a couple of names, but one of his names was Son of the Morning. And he was also called the Son of Light. That was part of his name. And so when Lucifer existed in heaven, he was a luminary. He was a radiant one, literally, according to scriptures. And according to scriptures, he had the capacity to stand before the fiery presence of God. He had the capacity to walk to and fro the presence of the Lord and to and fro the coals that are before God. The Bible also describes that he was not just radiant, but there was something about the radiance on the inside of him. It wasn't just light as we know light. It was a light that had the capacity to interpret God. It was a light that had the capacity to present God in multiple dimensions. He could present him in the form of a counsel. He could present him in the form of judgment. He could present him in the form of melody. Because you have to understand that Lucifer was also the covering cherub, and so for him to be a covering cherub, that means he had authority to cover jurisdiction. So he was not just an angel that was singing, he was an angel that had authority, he was an angel that had rights, he was an angel that had leadership over many. This is why the Bible declares that when he fell to the earth, he fell to a territory that he had dominion over. And you have to understand that that's why the Bible also declares that when he fell from heaven, he took 1/3 of the angels with him, because he had influence over many. Part of the reason why Lucifer had this capacity was because Lucifer was a radiant one. He was a son of light, and he carried the light of God on the inside of him. And this light was expressed in many forms, in the ability to articulate, in the capacity to release melody. The melodies that came out of him were not songs that he was forming so that people will say, nice song. No, these were songs that were the expression of God himself. These were songs that were the articulation of the power of the Almighty. Because when you encounter God, you don't look for a song. The encounter becomes a song that comes out of you. The encounter bursts forth out of you as a melody, as a sound, as a reading, because God in himself is expressed in sound. You cannot have God touch you and nothing comes out of you. So everything that came out of him was a product of the fullness of God that he was encountering momentarily. Now, this being fell, and he carried light. And when he fell to the earth, it became the first expression of corrupted light. That's why the Bible declares that till today, when he wants to present himself, he appears as an angel of light. He tries to appear like the very thing that he was, but he no longer is in truth. So the light has been corrupted. The light has become darkness. That's why the Bible began to speak. It says, even the light that is in you is darkness. So that means light is not just something that is shining. Light is actually an expression of truth. So there can be different kinds of light. So he yet has light, but it is not the light of God anymore. So he has the ability to bring illumination. He has the ability to bring revelation. He has the capacity to bring enlightenment. This is the reason why people still sell their souls to him, because he can still teach them multiple things and tell them how to arrive at wealth, because he says has illumination and enlightenment. Now he fell to the earth. Now I needed to understand that there is warfare over the earth.